podcast that you're about to hear contains acts of sex and violence. The hosts do not claim to be experts on the subjects that they present. Listener discretion is advised. Welcome to Brutal Nation, a podcast series dedicated to lesser-known serial killers and acts of true crime. I'm your host on this Love Connection Day, Scott. I'm here to help you find your perfect mate. Oh, wrong show.
Wrong show, Scott. This is probably not a perfect mate, or at least it's not a match made in heaven.
Hey, you never know, man. We've seen some where the wife is kicked in, they're killing together. At least it's a couple's activity.
You know what? The couple that kills together stays together, right?
Exactly. What better part of love can you can you have than, hey, honey, I think I'm going to go mutilate and murder the neighbors. Really, Bob? I was thinking the same thing. I'll grab the knives. Let's go. It's couples night.
Glad you asked. Is it date night?
That's right. Look back at your kids. Mommy and Daddy will be back. It's date night. You guys behave, okay? Be back in 2 hours.
A babysitter that we can come back and mutilate later.
That's right.
That was last week. Couple of those sick fuckers.
Oh, Fred and Rosemary.
Fred and Rosemary West.
West. That was it. I call him Dingle Snout.
Episode number 27.
Something.
I had to think, because we go by fives usually. Yeah, we go by fives because our special editions are numbered differently.
Jesus Christ, we're that far into this shit, huh?
I know, right?
God damn. All right, what you got for me? Oh, my name is Scott Alexander, and right across from me is Tammy Underwood, since I was being a smart ass. Say hi, Tam.
Hi, everybody. We're almost at the 40 weeks, which means if we were pregnant, we'd be having a baby right now.
We went out to lunch today.
And you are having, you just had your food baby.
I just had a food baby, man. That thing was a kicking and a screaming. It came out spicier than it went in. We had Mexican.
You can change his diaper later, that's all I'm saying.
Change his diaper? Somebody needs to change mine.
You're so sick. Anyways, hi, everybody. I don't know if I said hi yet, so hi.
Okay, I'm waiting for what you're going to give me.
I took a puff and I realized it was my turn to speak.
Hey, you know what? I speak and then you speak and then I speak and then you speak. That's kind of how this discussion works.
Is that how a podcast works?
That's how this podcast works, yeah. For realsies.
Wow, especially a dual podcast.
I wouldn't steer you wrong in that aspect of it.
I know you wouldn't.
I would, however, steer you wrong about reasons why I should date your mom.
And there we go again. You know what, Daddy? I'm tired of you talking like this.
You're not right in the head.
Well, and it doesn't feel right calling you Daddy because, I used to call my real dad Daddy, and so it just doesn't feel right. Anyways, I'm going to start with the quote on this because I have an initial disclaimer about it. But this quote is actually from the movie Mulan. Okay?
Never seen it.
You've never seen Mulan?
I don't watch TV.
I know, but you need to watch the Disney movie Mulan. You need to watch the cartoon one, and then I haven't seen the live action one yet, but I've heard it's really good.
I'm too busy playing guitar and smoking weed. But anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, maybe you need to cut back on the marijuana, buddy. The quote is, "I knew it once that you were meant for me. Deep in my soul, I know that I'm your destiny."
Aww. That's so sweet. That's just how I feel about when I talk to your mom.
Is that how you feel when you... Shut up! Asshole.
I've been on this whole kick about dating her mom as of lately.
All day. I guess we're into the afternoon now. As soon as I walked in the door, practically. It's like, dude, really?
She's my cougar.
And I get it every once in a while, at least once a day, but I don't get it all day.
Okay,
and
go ahead.
No, and I'm giving you a break because your birthday was recently. We're done.
Okay, go for it.
Okay, my initial disclaimer. We started this podcast promising to cover the lesser-known serial killers, right? Okay, although one of these guys is rather well-known, the other one isn't as much, and since they committed most of the crimes together, it's important to add him into the mix.
Yeah, I'd agree.
Okay? So when it comes to their personal accounts of any part of their story or crime, though, we have to remember that they are referred to as the confession killers for a reason. Okay. And I'll get into that in a little bit. They are known to tell tall tales. So when we say according to them, just know we are relaying their... I am relaying their accounts, and I will do my best to let you know whether that has ever been substantiated. Okay? That being said, let's delve into the case of the twisted pair of Henry Lee Lucas and Ottis Toole.
Otis? I love that name.
I know.
Otis.
Yeah, and Henry Lee. I mean, I'm just
And
saying.
Henry Lee, that screams backwoods Georgia
you should
and
see
Bama.
his picture. He's got. Actually, he was actually born in Virginia, but you're gonna laugh at something here in about 2 seconds. But if you see his picture, he's got like 1 or 2 front teeth, and that's it. He's one of those ones that when the trailer park goes up in the tornado, he's right there giving the account.
Well, I'll tell you what, that ain't fair. Margaret's trailer went over mine, and she had my wife's brand new casserole dish. We're never gonna get that casserole dish back.
That's Cornell, damn it, Cornell.
That's Cornell. We had to go all the way into town for that. Jesus Christ.
Oh, Corral, not Cornell. I'm sorry.
Corral. I knew what you were talking.
I know you
I
did.
knew what you were talking about.
You nude.
You seem all high class like me. Ding.
Okay. Anyways, the killers were destined to meet. Okay.
It's like a love story,
Picture
boys
this.
and girls.
Are you ready? Picture this.
I'm picturing.
It's a warm, sunny day in Jacksonville, Florida.
Fucking course it has to be Jacksonville, Florida. Just based on what you said. So, for those of you who don't follow our other podcast, which is the Scotty and Squad show, let me tell you something.
We love Jacksonville.
I have a very special place in my heart for Jacksonville, Florida.
Florida in general, but especially Jacksonville.
Because especially out of Jacksonville, you have people who are shirtless that fight trees, that hump them, that hang from light poles and poop on cars.
Yeah.
Every bizarre fucking thing in the world.
Yeah. No, and I want to give a special, because I have 2 friends in Jacksonville. I want to give a special shout out to Jimmy and Cheyenne. Dude, you guys are great. We don't know why you still live in Jacksonville, because you're normal.
Well, because
But
they're
there
getting
you
the
go.
front row fucking view of the goddamn insanity in Jacksonville,
They
Florida.
need to try to balance it out, but they're not doing a good job. Yeah, we just had some good headlines out of Jacksonville. Anyways, so outside of a soup kitchen, 2 soulmates meet for the first time. One is 29-year-old Ottis Toole. He was a tall man, and he would tower above 40-year-old Henry Lee Lucas. Right?
It
So
was
there's-
like love at
Yeah.
the sight.
It was, so, there's an 11-year age difference, which I'm not faulting, because I've said it before, my ex-husband was 16 years older than me.
Standing in the soup kitchen line.
Are
Anyway,
you,
go
are
ahead,
you
I'm sorry.
done with your, improv songs here?
Yeah, I was just
now?
because I can see this shit in my head.
I know,
I really
right?
can. I could see what is unfolding right fucking now, and it is wonderful. You sure this shouldn't be on our other show?
No, well, it might should be, but we need to highlight them here too.
Okay, I'm focusing.
So, anyways, both men could be described as gruff, with their crooked teeth and a darkness that just radiated from them.
That just screamed Jacksonville.
The crooked teeth and all. But
Wait, hold on. Did one of them have a tattoo of the state of Florida in the middle of their head?
no, but
I'm just asking 'cause that's what popped in my head.
Henry Lee was known to squint from his left eye because it was fake and known to drain with an uncontrollable ooze.
Look into my good eye.
In my ear. Dude, we're going to be referring to our other show a lot in this one, I guess.
Holy shit.
So, Otis had a thinning hairline, and due to his horrible hygiene habits, he had a large gap in his front teeth. And when they met each other and their eyes locked across the room, they more than likely sensed something in each other that would draw them together as partners. They would be...
Your mom and dad are related? So are mine. It must be love.
They would be both partners in love and cruelty. It was a matter of only a few weeks from this meeting that
Are they
were...
both dudes?
Yes.
Okay, I just want to make sure that I wasn't
they
missing
are.
something. All right.
No. And I'll explain a little bit more later. But
No, I don't fault them for being gay.
No, not at all. But I'll
no,
explain a
no.
little bit more about their,
But for
their-
me, gay Floridians from Jacksonville are even funnier.
I'm going to spit my coffee across the room. Good thing you're fucking monitoring.
This is
right
going to
there.
be the funniest fucking murder podcast
It
that we've
is.
ever done.
It is, like I said.
Because I'm already loving it.
I told you would.
It's like, what was it, McDonald's? Dun, 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 dun. I'm loving it.
Yep. Anyways, it was only a matter of a few weeks from this meeting that they were sharing each other's bed. And what follows, if it's true...
Sex?
No, what
think.
follows other than the sex, if it's true, because like I said...
Fisting?
Some of their shit was not accurate. Stop it!
Okay, I'm sorry.
Is one of the deadliest crime sprees in history.
Deadly crime spree or not, these two guys sound pretty fucking funny.
They actually are kind of funny. So let's start with
Love,
the
man.
early life of Henry Lee. Okay, we're gonna start with him because he's the oldest, I guess. Henry Lee Lucas was born on August 23rd, 1936, in Blacksburg, Virginia. His childhood will be one filled with abuse and neglect, which I think will play a major role later in life. His father was a railroad worker. Can't talk today. Talking
That's
is
weird
hard.
because his son likes to get railed. So
Yeah.
it's all matching up.
Shut up. My nose is running too. Railroad worker who would actually lost both of his legs in a railroad accident. So as a way to support the family, his mother, Viola, became a sex worker. Okay? Which I'm going to say this alone is not something she should be ashamed of. She was trying to support her family, and that seemed to be the only option she had.
No, yeah, that works.
You know, and you and I have talked about, if you choose to be a prostitute and you like it, be the best damn prostitute.
You know, and I've said that a million times, like, all joking aside. I think that prostitution should honestly be legal all over the country because...
And regulated.
Yeah, and regulated because the deal that any two people make behind closed doors, provided it's not hurting anybody, you know, like you're not like hooking out your fucking kids or anything like that.
Exactly.
That's their
why it
fucking
should be
business.
regulated. Yeah.
And if you think about it, and I'll
And think
explain
about how
more-
much hookers make. Think about the taxes.
Well, here's the deal: is even if you get married, you're technically prostituting each other out. You pay for sex. You do. You pay for it emotionally. And a lot of
Yes.
times, like, you know, if you're a dude and your wife doesn't make as much as you and you get divorced, you pay for it
I
financially.
was going to say, people like you pay for it
and I
financially.
pay for it fucking
'Cause
financially.
you
I'm
hook
married.
up with some weird-ass motherfuckers.
I hook up with chicks who think that I'm an ATM machine. That's the bottom line of it.
Well, we
But,
should be dating because I won't ask you for shit.
What the fuck ever. You've got a boyfriend on the hook, and I'm after your mom. Anyway, go ahead.
I know. Well, you know, you can joke about my mom. I can joke about this.
I'm not
Okay.
joking about your mom.
Shut up. However, what she did to her son while she was prostituting is nothing short of tragic.
Ooh.
Okay? She would beat him. She would beat Henry Lee on a regular basis. Like, for no reason. Okay?
Holy shit.
Yeah. She,
Well, that's fucked up.
and once she beat him so badly, he was in a coma for 3 days.
Fuck.
Yeah. And she would also force little Henry Lee to watch her have sex with her clients. And this is just it right here. And like I said, we have to take some of what they say with a grain of salt. She was also known to force him to wear girls' clothing. And she shot his favorite pet, which happened to be the family mule, in front of him. So it's like, I don't know if it was as a punishment, but she just went out, shot the mule right in front of him.
I'm thinking that only part of that is true.
I'm thinking it is
Because
too.
of how people would normally react to shit. I can see being a hooker.
Yeah.
I can see being violent towards your kid.
Yes, we've seen it a lot.
I don't see her taking that to a place of sexual deviance where you're forcing your kid to watch you fuck your client.
But we've seen that before.
We have, but and then going out and shooting the mule and
See, shooting the mule, I don't agree. I don't think really happened because I couldn't find documentation on it, but there might be documentation out there. However, forcing to wear girls' clothing will come into effect a little later.
no, that part I believe.
Okay. So,
I don't know why. This is just my gut feelings. Has nothing based in psychology. It's my gut.
no, and we've had it before. Remember Charles Albright?
Oh yeah, 100%.
His mother put him in girls' clothing when he was younger. So, you know, Henry even tells of times when she would sexually abuse him by forcing him to have sex with her. Now, like I said, this is what he's saying. So unless I say it's been substantiated or reports or anything like that, don't believe it. Or just like take it with a grain of salt. Believe it with,
And that's what I'm doing. I'm kind of taking everything he says with a grain of salt because the first story sounds a little too far-fetched.
Yeah. He also states that she would pinch and torture his genitals anytime he would misbehave. Which, ow! I don't know if that's true because
my gut says that it might not be true, but I could be wrong. I mean,
like
this
I
is
said,
my gut feeling.
we could be wrong because some of these abusive parents have gone to extremes to abuse their children.
Well, yeah, that's true.
So that's the way I'm looking at it. Let's see. Okay, although it is quite probable that he did suffer sexual abuse of some sort, it's never been substantiated as to what level. Okay, the claims here are strictly his claims, and nothing has ever been proven. Nothing has been found to prove or disprove their validity. Okay, so when he was in his early teens, and this is a true story, his brother actually sliced his left eye with a knife.
God damn!
The cut would develop an infection. And as a result, that eye had to be removed, and it was replaced with a glass eye.
Was this like on purpose? Were like in a gang fight?
It doesn't say.
Like, what was the fucking deal?
Yeah, it doesn't say. Like, maybe he whipped out his butterfly knife and, just flipped it open and just put, I don't know.
You in the wrong part of the house, vato.
Yeah, or like, I imagine Kill Bill.
Oh, yeah, there's
and their
that.
knife shit. That was fucking awesome shit, man. So anyways... So as a result, this eye had to be removed. It was replaced with a glass eye. Now, keep in mind, this was in the 1940s, and his family was very poor.
Right.
So the fake eye, they couldn't afford the medical attention he really needed, and the fake eye did not set well, which would cause his tear ducts to involuntarily leak quite often. And I'm thinking it's because it probably rested right against it.
Right.
Right? Because, I mean... I have bad allergies, so my left eye just fucking drains sometimes. People say, why are you crying? I'm like, I'm not.
Because I abuse her when she's in studio.
He does. He hits me, people. He hits me.
How else are you supposed to get your co-host to present properly? You got to beat him every once in a while.
I present the most of them, bitch.
I know.
Actually, you're doing most of the presenting this week, which, is shocking to me. But you stepped it up a little bit.
I did. It's because I've been watching a lot of porn.
I think it's because you took Friday off because of your headache, and then it got better, so you work. You've had more time to work on it.
That could be it, yeah.
Yeah. So this obvious deformity caused Henry Lee to be ridiculed by other kids in his neighborhood, as well as some of his own family members, which I can see. Kids are cruel. That's all I'm saying.
They are, but that's fucked up when your family members are doing that.
Yeah. It wasn't long after the eye incident, when he was around 13 or 14 years old, he actually ran away from home to become a drifter. Kind of like Carl Panzeram.
Yeah, that's Panzeram right there.
It doesn't say that he rode the rails. So, Henry's first crime. He claims he committed his first murder when he was only 14 years old. He said he met 17-year-old Laura Burnsley at a bus stop, and he propositioned her. Okay.
Hey, little girl, want to go behind the bushes?
That she turned. Shut up. He claims that she turned him down, so he ended up beating, raping, and strangling her to death. Okay. He would then drift around Virginia during which time he claims he took up a relationship of some sorts with his own half brother.
God damn.
Yeah. Then they're not from Arkansas, Scott.
Gee, once again, Arkansas. One of your families escaped.
Right, and it's
you
his
go over
half brother. So it's like he's related blood on some level.
Right, that's what I was saying. Arkansas, you need to go get another family back. Grab them motherfuckers. Take them back to Arkansas.
I know, because last week we had that Christine Falling who...
Yeah, Christine Falling. They were out of Florida, too.
Family member. Yeah.
They were out of Florida. Now we know what happens to the ones who escape Arkansas. They go to freaking Florida.
Yeah, well, he's not quite in Florida yet. He's still in Virginia. He was born in Virginia.
Oh, that's right. Okay, I'm back. Well, head up to Virginia instead. Anyway, Florida, barricade your borders.
Too late. Okay. In 1954, he was arrested for more than 12 counts of burglary and was sentenced to 4 years in prison. Okay? And now, it's important to say that he most likely would have been released early on these counts, even back then. because of the nature of his crimes. Okay? However, he escaped for a short period of time in 1957, which is 3 years into it.
I was just doing the math in my head.
He was probably close to getting out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So obviously, not the smartest guy on the.
Yeah. So he ended up remaining in jail on those counts until 1959. So he got another year added to his sentence.
What a butthead!
What a dumbass, right? At least when Carl Panzram escaped, he did it good.
Hey, Panzram did everything good, man.
Yeah, everything. I mean, even when he committed his murders, he got away with it for so long.
Yep.
They didn't even know he was a serial killer till he told them he was a serial killer.
Yeah.
You know?
Panzram was the man. Anyway, go ahead.
He was. So this is the part that gets me, and I'll explain it. I mean, I'll give you my thoughts on it later, but while Henry Lee was in prison during that time, he found a pen pal who he fell in love with. You know, because back then they would have people like advertising in magazines and newspapers to be pen pals.
Like the Lonely Hearts lady? Yeah.
Kind of, you know. And I remember, I mean, it's even like more recently where you could actually find pen pals while you were in jail. Because people would write to you, especially if you didn't have anybody.
Oh, okay.
You know.
Maybe I'll start to write to people in prison.
I know, right?
Dear convict number 11211212.
We could start just randomly inserting names and see if we can get a SID number for you.
Oh my God, there you go.
Okay, so when he was released in 1959, he actually wanted to marry this woman. However, his mother, Viola, said she wouldn't abide by such nonsense. Apparently, she didn't like her.
The fuck does Viola have to do with this?
Yeah.
She's a whore, for fuck's sakes.
Yeah,
I mean,
not
come
only
on.
that, I mean, he's what? By 1959, he was born in what?
It's like 20-something, right?
Yeah, because he was born in 36.
Yeah, she's gonna be
So
20.
he's 23 years old.
Yeah,
Oh,
honestly,
bitch.
I would have told her to go fuck herself
Yeah, that's what I'm saying right there.
and to pay for the service.
She would insist that instead of marrying the woman, he was to come home and take care of her.
Once again, I would have said, sorry, the son you're trying to reach is no longer in service. If you feel that you've written this son in error, please check your penmanship and try again.
Here we go. The two of them got into quite the heated discussion on this matter, and he says the argument became so heated at some point during which she would hit him upside his head with a broom. Yeah, which we already know she was abusive, so that doesn't shock me.
That one doesn't shock me. What
Okay.
a way to end an argument. I can't win someone and beat you in the head with a fucking broom.
Yeah, well, check this out. This made him so mad that he would respond by stabbing her in the neck with a knife.
Yes! You know what? That I totally agree with him doing. Mm-hmm. It really sounds like his mom was at least partially a total...
Dude, he did more than thunder punch that bitch in the throat.
Yeah. That sounds like she
and
may have
this
had
is the
that
thing.
coming.
Of this time, he says, and I'm going to quote him, all I remember was slapping her alongside the neck. But after I did that, I saw her fall and decided to grab her. But she fell to the floor, and when I went back to pick her up, I realized she was dead. Then I noticed that I had my knife in my hand, and she had been cut. So he didn't even, according to him, he didn't even realize he did it.
Well, you know
Which
what?
I can see.
I can see that. It's a heated argument, and
Yeah.
he suffered a lot of abuse. And right in that moment, as she's slapping him, once again, fight or flight.
And he's 23 fucking years old.
You got testosterone. You got a lot of adrenaline.
You got a lot of hatred.
You got a lot of hatred for this twat. You know.
Twack.
Twat.
Oh, I was going to say, I've never heard you say twack before.
Twat. You know, and you stabbed her in the fucking neck. So honestly, while he is a killer, and I know this is going to end bad for him, I don't blame him.
Yeah. Totally.
You know, fuck. There's only so much shit a dude can take.
Pretty much.
It doesn't matter if it's from a parent or a stranger.
I mean, because you and I talked about it on the show before, how we both came from abusive, families. And when I turned 18, I vowed nobody would ever treat me like that again. You know, so I can see why he did what he did.
I vowed no woman would ever treat me like that again unless I had to pay for it. And I have.
But then, I was going to say, but you were married 5 times.
Then I was married 5 times, so there you go.
And paid for it.
And paid for it.
Yeah. So he actually ended up fleeing from the scene, leaving his mother dead on the ground. However, she wasn't quite dead.
Oh, buddy, you should have finished her off, like, for real.
His half-sister, Opal, came in and found her struggling to survive, and she quickly called an ambulance. However,
Damn you, Opal, you fucked up a perfectly good plan.
I know, right?
Mind your own fucking business.
On the way to the hospital, she had a heart attack as a result of the attack, and she died then on the way to the hospital. So she ended up dying anyway, so you know what?
Cool. She got what she deserved, man.
One less abuser out there, that's all I'm saying. I mean, I'm not condoning murdering, but I'm condoning getting rid of abusive people.
Be honest, I'm condoning what he did to her.
Yeah.
If he went through even half of what he said in the beginning, even half.
Yeah.
She had it coming.
Yeah. Especially, yeah. I mean, putting him in girls' clothes, that's abusive.
It is, if he's being beaten, even what he considers to be constantly.
Yeah.
The emotional abuse.
Yeah. Putting him in a fucking coma.
Things like that.
Which, that has been documented because he is in a hospital.
Yeah. I don't condone killing your mom or dad, by the way, folks. But this case here, maybe I don't feel so sorry for his mom.
No, me neither. I didn't realize that I had a couple of smileys on this one.
On what?
I'm looking at the cup that I gave you.
Oh,
Two
yeah.
cups, yeah.
I got the same
there's
one over
actually
here.
You got the glasses one too. I didn't realize which ones I put on there.
Yeah, we're both there's a matching set of cups that Tammy got me. They have my best friend on them, which is
which is
Ghost.
my dog Ghosty.
Yeah, her dog Ghost is like my best friend ever.
Yeah. So, anyways, he was actually charged with and found guilty of second-degree murder. And in 1960, he was sentenced to over 20 years in prison.
Okay, you know what? I want to go back to 1960 now. I want to protest. I want to picket.
Maybe manslaughter?
And say, let our brother go.
Yeah, maybe voluntary manslaughter at the least.
Yeah, with maybe some probation or something,
Yeah.
Okay, dude, get your shit together. Don't kill anybody else's mom.
Yeah, it's your mom. What happens at home stays at home, damn it.
Right. I would look at him and go, dude, I realize that your mom was a total cunt.
Yeah, well, and they do need to look into mitigating factors like that, I believe.
No, and I don't think that they did either. They just looked at, hey, we have a dead body and he stabbed her. Man, there's a fucking reason. Now, if he went and just stabbed, like, mom's all chill and shit, she's like, hey, I'm just baking some cookies.
Right.
And you go in and you're a prison shanker or something, then yeah, by all means.
Well, and not just that,
man.
it was in the heat of the moment. She was being abusive to him at that point in time. I mean, and I could refer to the Menendez brothers. They just took a shotgun, went in while the parents were watching TV and blew him up.
Yeah, and just blew him away.
Just
it
fucking shot the fuck out of him. So they may have been being abused, but they weren't being abused at that time.
Right, and that was totally premeditated because think about it. And you have to go in, you have to get the gun, you have to load the gun.
And then you have to walk in
back.
while your parents are fucking just watching TV.
Yeah, this is The Price is Right, and or whatever the fuck they were watching, probably like Jeopardy or something.
Yeah, because it was in the evening.
What is going to be murdered? That's correct.
This here was not premeditated.
No.
This here was heat of the moment, almost self-defense.
I agree.
So there you have it. So when he gets locked up for this crime, and as he sits in prison, it's important to note that his future lover was only 13 years old.
Hey,
Otis was only 13 years old at this time.
Hey, little boy, get into my van. Do you like candy? I've got candy.
Yeah. Well, they didn't meet until later, but still, yeah. Okay, now let's look at the early life of Otis. Otis Toole was born on March 5th, 1947 in Jacksonville, Florida.
Of course.
Yes.
Because I knew that one of them had to actually be from freaking Jacksonville.
Yeah, in order to be there at that particular time, right?
Well, not even just to be there, just from what you've described of fucking, Lucas, freaking, he was just, even if they hadn't have met each other, at one point, Lucas would have been drawn to Jacksonville.
Because that's his people.
That's his people right there. He hears the tribal music playing from Jacksonville. Now it's not what you would think like from Africa. Boom, 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 boom. It's
no.
Yeehaw! She's my sister. Best kisser in the whole county. Woo! We're having a baby.
Fake doctors.
You know, that was just calling. I have to go to Jacksonville. It's just like right here.
I hear it. I hear it calling to me.
I can have sex with my own sister. I have to go. That's what he heard the cry.
He heard it.
I'm going to go fist fight a tree.
Yeah.
I'm going to take my shirt off first.
Yeah. So, like his future lover, Henry Lee, Otis had a horrifically abusive childhood. His father was considered a raging alcoholic who was absent the majority of the time before he finally abandoned his family completely.
Well, you have a little gay son.
And he would later die of cirrhosis of the liver. Go figure.
Well,
raging alcoholic.
Kind of with the alcoholism, that kind of goes hand in hand.
You would think that or tuberculosis. Because... but then again, this was at a later time, so they might have had the TB shot. I'm not sure. But then I don't know. Anyways, in order to cope with all of this, his mother turned to religion as a way to soothe the pain she was suffering, and she became a religious fanatic.
Praise the Lord Jesus.
Well, and remember the movie Carrie, locking her in the closet and shit? Yeah.
Your dirty pillows.
Yeah. So he tells that after he came out as a homosexual to his mother, she would force him to wear dresses to church, all the while calling him Susan in an effort to bully him for his sexual orientation.
He should have seen that coming. Have you not seen, up until probably pretty recently, what Christians have done to homosexuals, to the gay community?
Yeah.
Not exactly been accepted, especially now we're talking the 60s. Not quite acceptable.
Yeah, exactly. Well, it was late 50s, early 60s, yeah.
Even worse. Mm-hmm. Oh, my God. Dude, number one, Toole, buddy. Yeah. I understand you're gay. I understand that you like the pole and not the hole. However, you should have fucking been smart enough to go, mommy is a religious nut job.
Yeah.
Maybe I shouldn't tell her that I like dick.
Yeah. So,
just maybe.
Yeah, so I'm going to say this. Yet again, I will say that this is his account, and I was unable to substantiate these claims. However, knowing the time, knowing the fucking, religious fanatic.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I can see it happening. Okay? So, the one thing that can be substantiated is that Otis would enjoy cross-dressing throughout his life later.
Super duper pooper trooper.
Yeah.
I had a drummer like that.
Yeah. So there's a chance that he felt guilty for enjoying what some at the time would call a perverse deviant tendency.
That is true.
Because back then, that's what they thought about cross-dressers.
As well as if you were gay or transgender in thinking. Actually...
or even bisexual.
Transgender was considered a mental illness up until very recently. I would say probably within the last 10 years.
Yeah. 10, 15, yeah.
Yeah. And it was actually in the DSM, and I'm trying to remember how it was listed.
Yeah, because isn't it like gender identity or something like that?
That's what I wanted to say, is like gender identity dysgraphia, or it was something like that.
Yeah, yeah. So, I mean, this is just, yeah. I kind of also want to point out that Henry Lee would also later claim to be forced to dress like a girl while he was a child. So there's a chance he saw the media attention that Henry Lee received for his little detail of his life. So he claimed it too as part of his childhood.
That could be, yeah.
Because, I mean, and you'll understand
but
why
wait,
I
hold
said
on,
that
hold on,
later.
whoa. But Toole enjoyed cross-dressing later on too, right?
Yeah, well, he says he did. So that's what I'm trying to say. Is,
Okay, that's why I was confused. I thought that was something that could be proven. Okay.
No, I mean, these are both of their accounts. Oop. So, there's always a chance that it wasn't true. Okay. Also, the fact that he came out so early, and I think I say this later, so early is just remarkable. At that point, in that time,
that's
era.
Sort of what I was thinking, because
I know. Even today, some people are afraid to come out.
True, but more and more will come out at like 5 and saying I'm gay,
right?
Which I don't believe, honestly. I don't believe that anybody who's 5 years old knows their sexual orientation. But that's just me.
Yeah,
that's my fucking opinion.
So when things became unbearable at home for Otis, he ran away sometime around the age of 12 to 13 years old, which I understand.
Yeah,
Okay?
totally.
This was right around the time he also had his first homosexual relationship with a young boy from the neighborhood, and he would start to visit the gay bars in the area.
Damn.
Which at that young of but then we're late 50s, so...
Still, you would think they'd be like, kid, I'm sorry. Little boy, oh my God, get out of here, you little sick fucker. And they'd kick him out.
Yeah.
That's what I would think, but that's just me.
Yeah, so by the time he turned 14 years old, he was working the streets as a sex worker in order to survive, which I can see.
I understand that, yeah.
Yeah.
Totally.
It was while he was a male prostitute that he claims he killed his first victim. He claims that the guy was a traveling salesman. Oh, my God. I hurried up and typed this one. So I'm seeing a lot of typos. And Otis supposedly murdered him after the guy propositioned him for sex. I guess he was an older guy, kind of disgusting.
That kind of makes no sense, though. You're out there,
you're out there
trying to
as
make
a
money by
hooker.
sucking some dick.
Yeah.
And you're going to kill a client?
Yeah. So I'm wondering how the guy propositioned him, if it's true.
I don't believe that one.
I don't either.
Nah.
Yeah. He says that when the man took him to a wooded area to have sex, the guy got out of the car, and that's when Otis supposedly ran over him and just left him there to die, if he wasn't dead already.
Nah, I'm going to call bullshit. But anyway, go ahead.
Yeah. So for the next 12 years, Otis drifted all over the country. He would go from the southeast up to Nebraska and even into Colorado. He would crash in abandoned houses and pick up work wherever he could find it. At some point, he even developed a love and sexual fascination with fire, which is actually a true disorder called pyrophilia.
Yeah, I knew that.
Of course you did. Fucking DSM manual right over there.
I can almost quote the DSM.
I believe it because you have that mind. And thus, he would go on to develop mass skills as an arsonist.
Sweet. Hey, at least he's working towards a goal.
Yeah.
Besides sucking dick.
Yeah. So during this time, he would be arrested on small charges a few times. He was also the suspect in at least 2 murders.
Wait a minute, did he have a burning desire to do it?
You're so fucking stupid.
Was he hot on the town?
Anyways.
Am I getting warm?
Shut up. In these cases, the authorities didn't have enough evidence to arrest him, and by the late 70s, he was headed back to Jacksonville anyhow.
Of course. He heard the mating call of the Jacksonville Floridians. Yeehaw.
He was going down to Jacksonville instead of Jackson. There you go.
Jesus Christ.
So while Otis is traveling around the United States, Henry Lee actually gets out of prison early as a result of overcrowding.
Oh, he didn't try to escape again, huh?
Yeah, well, and apparently he had some good behavior.
Oh, hey.
Yeah.
Good for you, Henry Lee.
Yeah, good job. He would serve only 10 years for murdering his mother, and he walked away a free man in 1970. He would only be out of jail/prison for 1 year before he's sentenced to serve another 5 years for attempting to kidnap 3 young girls.
Jesus Christ, Henry Lee, for fuck's sakes.
Yeah.
You know what? If you can escape prison again, if you're still alive, listen to our podcast. I'm going to train you on how not to fucking get caught because...
Dude, because we give a lot of tips.
Let me tell you why. Because I'm actually feeling sorry for Lucas at this point being that dumb. Everything he does is an act of stupidity.
Yeah, pretty much. Until a little later, and you'll find out why I'm saying this.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah. So while he was doing this time, he again finds a pen pal that he falls in love with. And when he is released in 1975, he actually marries her.
Oh, sweet.
Okay? However, the marriage fell apart because she found out that Henry Lee was sexually abusing her daughter.
Aw, dude.
Yeah, dude.
Come on,
Don't
Henry
mess with
Lee.
the kids, dude.
Yeah, don't fuck with the kids. And if you were molested, why perpetuate that behavior and carry it on?
Yeah.
I mean, for reals, man.
You would think you would want to break the cycle.
You would, but this is before they knew about cycles of behavior
This is true.
and all that shit.
True.
There's
He
been a lot
probably
of
thought
it.
it was normal.
Yeah, he still felt that normality, and
Yeah.
that's.
So after they
Man, I
split,
hate when they fuck with the kids.
I know, me too. So after they split up, Henry Lee would get together with another woman, but it would be only a couple of months later that the same thing happened. She found out Henry Lee was sexually abusing her daughter. Okay? However, this time, her entire family would chase him out of West Virginia, and he would end up going to Florida.
Get the pitchforks and torches, boys.
I know, that's what I was
We're
thinking.
going to get him.
Right? This is where Otis himself was also getting out of what ended up being a 3-day marriage. According to him, and as well as substantiated court documents, he married a woman that was 25 years older than him. And
Cougar.
however, while they were on their honeymoon, I know, your cup of tea.
That is mine right there, man.
While
That's
they
cougar
were on their
action.
honeymoon, he told her he was in fact gay, and that's the reason she left him.
Then why marry her in the first fucking place?
Because back then, they did that. I have a friend who has an aunt and uncle who he was very gay, married her, came out later, and they just stayed married.
Okay. It's just the way my mind thinks. If you're straight up gay, find a chick who can accept it. Kind of do a
Be
plan.
gay.
Be gay. Well, you know, even if you want to hide it and you want to hide behind a fake marriage, you know, get a chick who can kind of roll with that. Go, hey, look, here's the deal. I like guys. I'm gay, but I need to have the appearance that I'm not for my family or whatever fucking reason you have. And, you know, kind of come up with a game plan. Don't get somebody's hopes up that, hey, I found the person of my dreams. I'm going to marry him and I'm going to be happy. And all of a sudden, by the way, I don't want to have sex with
and
you.
then tell her after you're married.
But I do want to blow your brother. You know, it's not right.
You're so stupid.
You going to make it over there with putting those lips?
No, my lip was kind of dry, and I like to do it before it gets too dry because they hurt. So, with no place to go, Otis wound up at a local soup kitchen to get some food, and that's where he and Henry Lee finally met.
That's right. You said when their eyes met.
When
And
their
the
eyes
soup
locked
kitchen
across
line.
the room, it was love at first sight. Now, I'm not trying to make light of the situation, but for some reason, and I attribute it to hanging around Scott too much, in my head, you know, because their eyes met across the room, I'm hearing a Journey song right about now.
Which one? Don't Stop Believing?
Yeah, the one where they let the smoky room, you know.
Just a small town girl living in a lonely world. That was off key.
Yeah, that was a little off key.
Well, you
but
know what? Because nobody can do Steve Perry but Steve Perry.
This is true.
Because I have testicles. And I cannot ever reach that fucking high.
Or Adam Levine.
Adam Levine has no testicles. None. He's not a real dude.
Please don't sue us, Adam.
Don't sue us because you have no testicles, Adam. That's messed up. Not my fault. I didn't take your testicles. Not in my drawer or anything. Just saying.
So fucking stupid.
Stupid because you ain't got no testicles. That's why. So just Maroon 5 it on and do your deal.
So, anywho, when the two met and started a conversation, they hit it off instantly. The rest is, I would say, history, but in this case, I might also add tragic.
So I'm wondering how do you strike it? Like, did you enjoy the soup at the kitchen today? It was fantastic, wasn't it? Please let me light this candle.
It was a couple weeks later that they actually ended up sleeping together and everything. So maybe they became friends first, and then we're talking about, you know, stuff like that, and just said, hey, you know, or maybe they got drunk and had sex and said, whatever, let's be a couple.
Hi, my name's Henry Lee. What's your name? Otis. Can I see your penis? Of course you can. We're in Florida. We're in Jacksonville. Why wouldn't you?
Dude. You know, and I'm actually enjoying laughing at this one because yesterday's podcast was horrible. So
Yesterday's was fucking tragic.
yeah. So if you haven't heard it yet, listen to the Kermit Gosnell episode. It was horrible. So, keep in mind that I did tell you from the very beginning that when we refer to what these two men claim, we can't always believe it all. That is the case with most serial killers, is they have a propensity to lie, right? But it is even more so in this case, because unless it can be substantiated on any level, it almost most definitely has to be considered false.
Or fisting.
Yeah. Or what?
Fisting.
So stupid.
Fisting at the soup kitchen.
It'll shut up. The two would confess to and make claims on a shit ton of shit is what I say, because that's my favorite saying when I'm talking about a bunch of crap. that if you need to believe, that if you try to believe everything, it'll make your head spin.
So were they maybe trying to one-up each other? Like, I killed a girl in a car. Well,
You'll
I
see
killed
in a
two
minute.
girls in a car. Yeah, well, I got ass raped by an alien. I got anal probed by a whole gang of aliens, and they made a sex tape. Is that like that type of thing?
You'll see in a minute what I'm talking about. It's just, I mean, this to me, this couple was funny.
They
It wasn't
are.
tragic like Fred and Rosemary
It's not like, okay, so for
or
those of you...
Homolka and Bernardo.
For those of you that didn't catch yesterday's episode, Kermit, if you listen to it, you're going to hear a whole different side of me because I did raise my voice, and I'm going to apologize for that.
He did raise
I
his
was
voice
just-
to about a 14.
I was pissed.
Yeah, I was too.
I was pissed. I was disgusted. I was very, very, very angry.
Right. Well, and you heard me get to a level I've never been to on this show either.
At nobody, by the way. I was angry at Kermit Gosnell.
Yeah.
Honestly, just from...
And the state of Philadelphia.
Yeah, in the state of Philadelphia. So
Yeah.
this is actually a nice little
Or
break.
Pennsylvania. Philadelphia is the town, so...
Philadelphia's its own little cesspool, but okay.
Yeah, I guess so,
I've been to
considering
Philly.
they let him go. For
But
so long.
this one here is actually kind of nice and relieving.
Yeah.
Like taking a good poop.
Yeah.
Very relieving.
So, over a period of the next 5 years, they will claim, and like I said, they will claim that they killed a total of 1,008 victims together.
Okay. Hit the fucking brakes. Now, I realize that they're in Jacksonville, and they're both dumb.
Maybe they don't know how to count.
But counting isn't quite that hard, okay?
Right.
You got fingers, you have toes.
Oh, it gets better. Trust me.
So I'm going to call bullshit.
Okay, well, like I said, it gets better. If that is true, then that would make them the most prolific non-wartime serial killers in the history of, well, history.
History. I was going to say, a history of history.
Yeah, I know. We think alike so much
Yeah, because
now.
the highest count that we've had has been a couple hundred. I think maybe 300.
No, we had,
had higher than that.
236 with Shipman.
That's why I said a couple hundred.
Yeah, not up to 300.
I was just saying. That's why I said maybe 300.
Well, they have
Tops.
said that some of them, what was it? Donald Harvey, might have had up to 300 to 400, but they couldn't
Yes.
substantiate it.
Right.
Okay.
Right. But into the
But they could
thousands.
They could substantiate 236 from Shipman.
Right. So
Yeah.
you know what? It's safe to say if you got that high of a body count, 300, it's really not out of question. So you can say, okay, maybe,
Right.
maybe.
But 1,008.
Horse shit. 100% I call bullshit.
Yeah. Like I said, the majority, I'm saying it in here. That being said, a majority of these claims hold no water, and many have actually been proven to be out and out lies.
Hell, they don't even hold dust, much less water. Some bitch,
Right?
boy.
Now, however, there is proof that this couple did in fact assault, rape, and in fact kill several people, enough to label them serial killers.
Well, that's just over 3.
Yeah.
That's a series over
Yeah.
a period of time with the same modus operandi.
Yeah. So through these years, they traversed 26 states and were able to obtain countless victims. There were 2 major reasons they didn't get caught during this time. The first reason is because they were constantly on the move.
Okay.
And the second reason is because they would mix up the killings. They would change their MO every time.
And the third reason is they had their hands down each other's pants and nobody wanted to touch that. Can't touch this. Can't touch this.
I used to be able to do that dance.
That's fucking disturbing. Did you have parachute pants too?
No.
All fucking MC hammering it up?
No, but I could do that dance, and I wasn't even drunk on tequila at the time. Just
Jesus
saying.
Christ. I learned more and more disturbing shit about you.
So he later said in his confessions, I killed them every way there is except poison. There's been strangulations, there's been knifings, there's been shootings, and there's been hit and runs. Okay? So I will also go on to say that he went on to explain how he actually trained Toole to kill.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he was doing his crimes all one way with the same MO. And he started to correct him in his ways in doing the crime. He goes, he was doing his crimes all one way. I started to correct him in his ways in doing the crime where he wouldn't leave information.
Oh, my God. Okay. Here's where I have the problem with just that statement. So far, from what you've told me, Toole and Lucas sound like they're complete fucking idiots. Okay?
Yeah.
It's kind of like watching Laurel and Hardy.
Kind of
going on, but the hillbilly
I was
version.
going to say, if you ever saw these two, and there's a huge documentary called The Confession Killer, that, yeah, it's just
I'm going to take a look at them. I'm going to actually talk to my phone here in like 2 seconds and because I'm too lazy to type it. But, you know, they sound like Laurel and Hardy, but out of Jacksonville.
Yeah, look up
which-
their pictures.
That's
You'll-
pretty
you'll
much all of
just be, like,
Jacksonville.
out of this.
How the hell? I was going to teach him how to kill so he didn't leave anything behind and get caught because I'm that smart. No, you're not. You're not that smart. Dude, no. Don't even begin to think
Oh.
that you have an IQ above potato because, amigo, you don't.
Yeah. So it actually did work for several years. The two men would leave a trail of deaths throughout the country that could not be explained. Although the majority of the victims were sex workers or hitchhikers, many of them had never been identified.
I'm sorry. I'm looking at Ottis Toole right now. Oh,
Yeah.
my God. Like this,
I'm telling you.
Hold on. Do you have this picture? What's that one right there?
I haven't gotten all their pictures yet, but yeah, I've seen that one.
Jesus,
Yeah, now look up
H.
Henry.
Christ,
Look up
fucking
Henry Lee,
Otis.
and you'll just be like,
You
the
know-
one where he's smiling big.
Here's the thing is he looks like an Otis.
He does.
He does. He looks like his name should be Otis Cletus Jethro
Goober.
fucking
Yeah,
McCoy. Leave the Bubba out of that bitch. I'll shoot you.
Yeah, where's that fucking BB gun of yours? Hide that motherfucker. Anyways, so, however, there was that one victim, the one that was, and this is a true fact, the one that was beaten with a tire iron before he was shot in a convenience store. That one was a prominent sheriff. So,
Time out for a second. The mustachio dude?
yeah, find one where he's smiling.
He looks ridiculous in that. Holy shit.
I know, right? With that, like, nice little blazer coat on and...
Oh, no, I found a good one of both of them that you got. This is the perfect one for the page.
Oh, my... Oh, I know. Totally, right?
Oh, my God.
Over by Gap, and yeah, I'll probably
You know
have that
what?
one in there. The
When
side
I
by
think,
side.
oh, holy shit. No, I see the one you're talking about.
Yeah, where he's smiling and you only see one tooth. Yeah. Well, I guess there are two there. Good for him.
Oh, my goodness. Like, boys and girls.
Yeah, when
I
you guys see these pictures, you'll be like, oh, fuck.
When I think of Jacksonville, I think of these two now. They are the face of Jacksonville, Florida.
They are. They totally are.
Congrats, Jacksonville. I
Only
just
one
assigned
was
you a
born
serial
there,
killer.
but the other one belonged there.
Oh, my God. No, they both belong there. Trust me.
Well, I know.
That's
I'm
their
saying one
tribe.
was born out of there. The other one actually belonged there, and he wasn't
Oh,
born there.
yeah. Those are guys, had they not been serial killers, would have had their shirt off, fist fighting and humping trees.
Their pants down and all of it.
Oh, yeah. No, totally.
Pants down on the side of the road look like they're praying, but they're
Had
not.
they not been serial killers, we would be featuring them on
our
this-
other show.
on the Scotty and Squat show.
Yeah, totally.
100%. But, well, two Florida men, and it'd be like this. These are the guys.
Yeah, totally.
Oh my God, these guys are epic. I want a poster of them for my wall.
And you want me to get one printed for you?
I might go down and get one printed. You want to know why? If I'm pissed off and I'm walking out of the back room, I'll look up and go, oh, well, fuck, it can't be that bad. Jesus Christ. You know what? Life's pretty good.
You need to put it on that closet door right there that comes right as soon as you walk out of your bedroom, you'll see it. Yeah. So their victimology was actually all over the map. The age range, gender, and class of the people they killed was not specific enough to tie the murders together. And this is a fact, especially in that era. Okay? Because they didn't have the computer technology and the communication like they have
Well,
now.
even with that at play, good communication and the technology, if your victim profiles don't match up,
Oh, yeah, totally.
you know,
And
for
your
example,
MOs are changing.
Yeah, and you're changing your MOs, nobody's going to know that you're that's actually a serial
they were
killer.
almost the Poughkeepsie tape killer.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. But
Yeah.
like the retarded version of Poughkeepsie tapes.
The slow version.
Yeah, the very. What we going to do
Yeah.
today? Well, we're going to have ourselves some butt sex, and then we're going to go out and do stupid shit.
Yeah. Truly, there wasn't any real rhyme or reason to their killings. The reason for this is mainly due to the fact that their only connection, which wouldn't be found out until the pair was caught, was that they were committed by two lovers who seemingly had an obsession of sorts for killing.
Oh, okay. Yeah, cool.
Yeah. In addition to the original aspects of rape, sexual assault, and murder that their crimes would entail, Otis started to add cannibalism to his list of crimes.
He looks hungry.
So, although Henry Lee later claims he never really got involved with eating their victims.
Well, because he ain't got the teeth to do it.
No,
Did you see that picture?
I don't know when he lost them all.
I don't know.
That's
I don't
funny.
think the contenderize him quite too much for those fucking snaggle teeth he got going on.
Otis would actually contradict that point and tell people he was completely on board. And there's evidence from a recording of one of their conversations that they didn't know was being recorded shortly after an arrest, where it was obvious that cannibalism was involved between the both of them.
Damn, I wonder if he had to put it through a meat grinder, make it nice and tender for him with those snaggle
Make
teeth.
it a hamburger.
Yeah, it had to be something really soft. Boil it for a little while.
So
Nasty
Otis would
asses.
totally play this fact up later. And I'm dead serious about this. He even offered to send his recipe for human barbecue sauce free of charge. Nothing like like being opportunistic up until the very end.
Dude, hold on. Are they still alive?
I'll get into this.
Because if they are, seriously, I want that recipe. No, I'm not going to make the recipe for human barbecue sauce. I just want to know what he uses in it because it'd be interesting.
scared.
It'd be interesting to add it to the website.
It would, that is something that you know what? Maybe I can find it somewhere. Maybe somebody posted it.
I want him to write to me if he's
Oh,
alive.
yeah.
If he's alive. But you're going to leave me hanging on that. So
I'm going to leave you hanging on it all.
You are also a twat. So I'm hanging.
Whatever, dude. You can't have everything all at once. That's
Yes,
all
I
I'm
can.
saying. No.
You've never been to a good brothel, have you?
Never been to
No,
a
I'm just
brothel. I'm
kidding.
just saying. Although we should go to Vegas and go to one. Anyways,
Fuck for? Anyway,
just
go ahead.
to have the
Did you know that prostitution is actually illegal in
in
Vegas
Vegas itself? Yes, but isn't it like right outside of Vegas that
you
they
gotta
have
go to like
a huge brothel?
Pahrump? I think Pahrump is in a different county. I think it might be all of Clark County, Nevada.
Yeah, but then it's over there by Reno where they have the Mustang Ranch. Is that still open?
I believe so.
Oh, well, there we go.
No, I think the Mustang Ranch is out in Pahrump. You think of the Bunny Ranch? I could be wrong. Fuck, I don't know. I can't remember.
We're going to Nevada. Just you and I, road trip.
Just you and I.
Okay, whatever.
Sharing a whore together.
Did you just say sharing a whore?
Yes, I did.
God.
Will you tip her tonight? Will you tip her tonight?
You can tip her.
She'll
Gotcha.
give a VD, we'll treasure. And we'll need a shot. Just you and I. Oh, I'm trying not
Are
to
you
laugh.
done?
I tickled myself.
You tickle me sometimes too.
Oh,
So we all know that despite what the songs and books say, true love doesn't always last forever. Especially when neither one is really trustworthy and they are both criminals. Otis ended up losing his lover to his own 13-year-old niece. Now, there are reports out there that vary on Becky Frida Powell's age at the time her and Henry Lee began the relationship, but it's a fact that she wasn't older than 13 years old. It's known that she and her younger brother actually went around with Henry Lee and Otis when they were on their murder spree. Now, I want to point out something else here. Some people are going to wonder how a gay man would end up with a heterosexual girl.
that's 13 years old. Well, I
Yeah.
see the 13 years old because he twice before, like he hooked up with chicks and was molesting their daughters. So
Right, exactly. However, what needs to be made clear here is both Henry Lee and Otis actually identified as being bisexual. Okay? However, Otis was bisexual, leaning towards a preference for men, and Henry Lee was bisexual, leaning towards a preference for women.
okay, I dig.
Which I believe if you are bisexual, you do have a preference.
Sometimes I just flip a coin. Heads or tails. It works. It's a good.
Heads or tails, I'm either going to get head or get tail, right?
Exactly. It works, you know. I got coins in time,
You're so fucking stupid.
like my own arcade.
Okay, so when all is said and done, it should come as no surprise. Dang it, my thingy did it. Something weird. I didn't want that, but okay, no, it went away. So it should come as no surprise that he left Otis for a woman, as women were his preference among the two sexes. So, Becky's mother actually let both of her kids go with their uncle Otis and his friend Henry Lee. And both children also admit that they witnessed a couple of the men's murders. However, their mother died before they were adults, and both of the children were turned over to the state as wards of the state. Okay? The brother, try as I might, I couldn't find a name on him.
His name's something probably like Cletus Johansson.
Probably coming from Jacksonville.
Some weird ass shit like that.
Yeah.
Related to Otis.
He would remain a ward of the state in a state shelter. But Becky would run away with Henry Lee. Apparently, he just walked into the shelter she was in, grabbed her, and walked out.
That's my piece of vagina right there. We're going to leave. She reminds me of my sister.
Yeah, the couple would run off to Texas and leave Otis behind, feeling alone and betrayed. Otis later claims that he killed a minimum of 9 people in an effort to blow off steam as a result of being abandoned.
You didn't tell me this was a tale of heartbreak. Poor Otis and his little buck teeth.
I know.
Now I see him there with his little buck teeth, like a rabbit. He's all crying like, my
It's rabbit season. No, it's duck season.
my sweetheart done ran away with my cousin, and now I'm heartbroken.
I'm heartbroken. Yeah. So once Henry Lee and Becky arrived in Texas, things with Becky quickly went south. No pun intended. So by now, Becky was 14 or 15 years old, and she and Henry Lee got a job as caretakers for this elderly woman. That job didn't last very long because the family claimed they weren't doing their job right, and they were stealing from the lady.
Oh, brutal.
Which I can totally believe.
Well, yeah, 100%.
Yeah. So after losing that job, they would drift around Texas until they found a commune to live in where Henry Lee got a job as a roofer. Okay. Following along so far?
I'm following along so far.
Okay. So young Becky soon became quite homesick, which can be expected of a girl that age.
Right.
Right?
Dear Mommy and Daddy, I miss you so much.
Well, and her mom had died, and, she missed
so I
her
guess
home.
she's not
she
writing.
missed her friends.
She's not writing her mommy letters then, huh?
No, probably not.
Mom's taking a dirt nap and all.
Yeah. And as a result, she would start to argue with Henry Lee quite a bit, which kids her age are prone to do if they want something, right?
Right, and we're talking, Henry doesn't quite have the
social skills
and the mental capability to come up with a plan to diffuse the situation.
Right.
And refocus.
Kind of like refocus her and saying, we chose this is what we're going to do, blah, blah, blah.
Right. Be maybe a little bit supportive and things like that. So, yeah, I can see where this would go to shit in a hurry.
Oh, yeah, well, right here. This arguing angered Henry Lee, and in a fit of rage, he ended up raping and murdering young Becky.
Oh, what the fuck?
Yeah. Afterwards, he dismembered her body and scattered her remains all over parts of an empty field.
God damn.
Yeah. So not long after that, he returned to the house of the elderly woman he and Becky had taken care of before and told her that Becky had run away and he needed her help. Okay? He was able to lure 82-year-old Kate Rich to a field nearby on the pretense of helping him find Becky. Okay?
Oh, I see where this is going.
Once he got her to the field, he killed her too and stuffed her body down a drainage pipe.
Jesus, dude, you're a dick.
Yeah.
You were such a fucking dick.
Yeah. Since there was already an aroused suspicion regarding him stealing from the woman, when someone found Rich's body, he was their prime suspect. Could be expected, right?
Duh.
Right. So he managed to elude the authorities for a few years, but in 1983, Henry Lee was caught and charged with illegal possession of a firearm. Now, I'm going to pause here and get back to him in a minute. When Henry Lee left Otis with Becky, Otis started to get even more aggressive and deranged. In January of 1982, he ended up getting into an argument with a 64-year-old man by the name of George Sonnenberg. As a result of this argument, Otis barricaded the man in his own home and then lit the house on fire, thus burning the man alive.
Dude.
Yeah.
Okay, that took some work, though. So, you know what? bucktooth bandit.
That's what we could call him.
Yeah, he's the bucktooth bandit. Props, because that took some work. You actually had to think that shit through, and that's fucked up,
Especially to
though.
barricade him in. I know, because that is like other than drowning, I would hate to die in a fire.
Well, yeah, because knowing you can't get out, the fear,
Yeah,
and just feeling it get closer and closer.
And at that point, if the fire's big enough, you're not going to die from smoke inhalation. You're going to fucking burn.
You're gonna burn, yeah.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying right there. So let's see, Otis, he got arrested and charged with this crime, but after going to court and being found guilty, he was sentenced to 20 years in prison. However, as soon as this trial ended, he would have to start another one. And in 1984, he'd be convicted of murdering a 19-year-old girl by the name of Ada Johnson. So Otis would end up receiving a life sentence for Ada's murder. So he's in jail for life.
Okay, so he's...
By 1984.
In 84, the bucktooth bandit's behind bars. You ain't going nowhere.
Ain't going nowhere. So
Not even to the damn dentist, apparently.
Yeah. Now that both men are safely behind bars, you'd think they'd simply fade away into the obscurity of serial killers' past, right?
You would think.
Yeah. However, that's not the case with this pair. They shared more than just a common love of murder. They both also loved being in the spotlight, which I can understand if they didn't get that attention when they were younger.
Oh, totally.
Yeah.
Especially looking like they both do, man. You want a little bit more attention.
Yeah, pretty much. Okay, so both men would spark a controversial, decades-long confession spree that rivaled their murder spree. Okay? This series of confessions would launch them so far into the limelight, some people are still talking about it today.
Well, obviously, because we are.
Right? Precisely. So, when they were making their confessions, police all across this great nation of ours found themselves tracking down hundreds of thousands of false leads.
Well, yeah.
This would earn them the moniker the Confession Killers.
And this is the fucked up part, okay? Because I know exactly who you're talking about as soon as I saw his picture, because I've seen a documentary on him years ago. Yeah. I remember seeing that fucked up grill of his. That was for Lucas. My question is, during all this love affair and everything like that, did either of them ever think, maybe I should go visit a fucking dentist? Like, even once? Like, even one time? Like, hey, maybe I need to go see...
You were still stuck on their teeth.
I'm big on oral hygiene.
Me too. Me too.
And here's the thing. Like, I wear a full set of dentures now because I was in a wreck and it shattered my upper and lower jaw.
Right.
But prior to that, I'd had, like, one cavity in my life.
Yeah, me too. And I have an upper plate and my bottom teeth are messed up because, A, I grind my teeth, but I also have a calcium deficiency. And so, I mean, I've, like, broken my teeth by chewing food.
Right, but we try to take care of our teeth, and I did it until, I got false teeth. These motherfuckers.
I still take, even with my false teeth, I'm constantly brushing my teeth and, washing my dentures, all that shit.
I've seen meth heads with better grills than these two motherfuckers,
shit,
man.
No shit, yo.
Somewhere along the way, like, before you even hit Texas, maybe you should have thought, hey, when I get a job, I'm going to go see a dentist, so that way there, I don't look all fucked up. Like, kind of like somebody put a horse's set of teeth.
And then if I'm in the limelight, when I smile at the cameras, I look decent.
And I don't look like a damn jack-o'-lantern.
He would be a handsome man. Honestly, if you look at him and picture teeth, I think he'd be handsome.
Yeah, he'd be, for the time period, he would look at least normal. Now he looks like some fucked up 5-year-old's rendition of a jack-o'-lantern.
Well, he's just missing a wife beater and fucking cut off shorts. That's
he should
be.
You know what? He should have been incarcerated in Jacksonville because
should have been.
That's the place for him.
Yeah. Okay. So it was 4 days after Henry Lee was charged. I gotta put who it was in there because I say he, but was charged with illegal possession during the plea hearing. On that case, Henry Lee suddenly confessed to murdering Becky Powell and Kathy Rich. But he didn't stop there. He proceeded to confess to another 100 murders. He was just in there for illegal possession of a firearm. Why the fuck?
Stupid on top of stupid.
I could understand if he was Carl Panzram and was just fed up.
No, that's different because we've discussed
Yes.
Carl before, and I'll say it a million times because he is one of my heart. And I'm saying one of mine because I discovered a new one that I'm doing.
Oh yeah, and then
who is now my new passion.
We do have Faye Copeland too.
And Faye Copeland.
Yeah.
We'll give her. But, Carl wanted to get caught. Carl wanted to die.
Carl was done. He was fed up with the way his life was because it was tragic.
That's why he confessed.
Yeah.
To the murders.
Carl's life was tragic from birth to death.
Right. And matter of fact, I just had a conversation with somebody online about that.
Did you?
Yeah, really quick one on that. He had posted that Carl's first crime was at 12 years old. And I said, nay.
It was 7.
I said, 7, 8 years old. He stood trial for it at 8. And sure enough, he goes, everything I read said this. I said, you're talking about a serial killer that I actually...
Yeah, we dug deep.
We dug deep, but he's my heart serial killer.
Yeah,
he finally can see. He said, well, I guess we're kind of both right because, his first crime was stealing, but, his
first crime was drunk and disorderly.
Drunk and disorderly,
Yeah.
that was it. And blah, blah, blah. But I was right because I love Carl. I
could discuss Carl all day long.
Oh, me too. So, that was our recent thing. But anyway, go ahead.
Anyways, so during these confessions, he would also incriminate Otis. Of course, they did a lot of this together.
Yeah.
So as you
They were blowing and going.
Yeah. As you can expect, though, when they first approached Otis about his involvement, he would deny he had any part in them. Obviously.
Once again, it goes back to what I said about like the airport when they say, did you pack your own bag? Did anybody else give you a bag? Nobody. I don't care if somebody did pack your bag. It's going to go, you got me, buddy. You got me. Somebody else packed this bag. I have honestly, no idea what the fuck is in it.
Yeah, exactly. So, however, when he saw how well Henry Lee was being treated, he quickly started singing himself. And you'll hear why I said that here in a minute.
Never felt more like singing the blues.
Yeah. By the time November rolled around, Henry Lee had taken that number from 102 of his confessions up to a total of 210. But
God,
wait,
go
there's
Henry.
more.
Go Henry. It's your birthday.
Yeah. And there he had police from across the United States come to visit him. Some even flew him to them in an attempt to solve their cold cases.
I remember reading that and giving him specialized meals.
Right, Henry Lee had a luxury that most prisoners never get to experience. He was eating at actual restaurants. Law enforcement officers were bringing him takeout, and he was giving interview after interview. And he was getting a chance to leave the prison often.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
So
Otis soon found himself wanting to get in on the same action, so he started to back up Henry Lee's stories.
Wouldn't you, though, like, seriously, if you're in prison, you're already in the ass rape hotel. You know what? Otis is probably enjoying that part. That's a luxury.
Not the Hotel California, but the ass rape hotel.
Right, so Otis is probably enjoying that, and I can't fault that. That's your deal. That's fine. But you're like, hey, I want to eat some good food. I want to get the fuck out of prison every once in a while and not see 4 walls in a prison yard. Huh. This is a good deal, man.
Oh, that's what I wanted to say. Okay, so check this out.
I'm checking it out.
Okay, this is going to fucking shock the fuck out of you.
Okay,
Dead
I'm bracing
serious.
myself.
Are you bracing yourself? The most notorious crime they confessed to, one that is actually has been proven to be true, and I bet you can't guess what it is. Try. I dare you.
Okay, is it a murder?
Yes. Back in the 80s.
Back in the 80s?
Yes.
Fuck.
The most notorious crime in the 80s, Scott. We were young, but we still heard about it for decades.
Oh, do tell, because I can't. I still have this food baby kicking.
Then I go, don't worry, I'll tell you. Otis dropped the biggest bombshell when he confessed that he was the one that was responsible for the 1981 murder of none other than Adam Walsh.
Who was Adam Walsh?
Oh, my God. Are you fucking kidding me?
I'm not kidding. I really don't know.
Oh, my God. I explained it anyway.
Well, that's good. Don't look at me like that if you're going to fucking explain it, you twat.
I figured you would know. For those who don't remember or are too young to have even heard about it, I'll let you know what I'm talking about. This is one of the most notorious cases in the United States. It's the disappearance and ultimate murder of 6-year-old Adam Walsh, which was one of the biggest headlines America had in the 80s. He also
Joe Walsh's kid.
John Walsh's kid.
John, yeah, from
America's Most Wanted.
Most Wanted. Gotcha. Yes. I'm right there with you. Okay.
He also happened to be the son of the now famous John Walsh. If you were to compare that story to one that's happened most recently, it would be the equivalent of the Casey Anthony case.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. I was like really excited when I heard this. Obviously, you can tell. So in the case of Adam Walsh,
You look moist.
his mother took him to a department store, the department store Sears, which is no longer around, and left him in an aisle to try out a new Atari video game, which, for those who don't know, that was the original video game console. Pong.
And they make a retro version.
Oh my God, I
And
want one so bad.
I'm thinking about ordering one.
Dude, I want that retro. Actually, I want an original NES. So if anybody has one they want to get rid of, contact me. We'll negotiate a price.
Oh, I'll just buy one for team building. But anyway, go ahead.
Anyways, so she would go just a few aisles away, which wasn't, or even still today, isn't uncommon.
Right.
Okay? When she came back to get him, he wasn't there. People in the store searched for him, and the story even spurred a 24-hour news cycle that lasted for weeks. Now, I'll tell you, this is also why stores nowadays have what they call a code Adam. If a child is missing, they call a code Adam. They shut down the whole store, lock it up until that
Who
child
the
is
fuck
found.
didn't see a Bucky Beaver-looking motherfucker
Dude, no shit.
abducting a kid? The dude's fucking front teeth are hung
Yeah.
over so damn far, it's almost like a
and
hillbilly
this kid
Count
was only
Dracula.
6 years old.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Nobody saw that. Okay, fine.
yeah. So investigators, along with his parents, would make pleas to the kidnappers just to return their son. It was only 2 weeks later when the severed head of young Adam Walsh was discovered in a drainage canal. Okay? This
Right, I
would
remember the
go
case now.
unsolved for decades.
Yep.
Decades. And that is why John Walsh started America's Most Wanted.
Yeah, I knew that part of it.
And
yeah.
now he does another one about finding criminals and shit. And he was amazing. I mean, that
Oh, yeah.
show fucking found a lot of people.
Yeah, it really did.
Yeah. So it was actually the show that was going to feature my serial killer from Hillsborough. But the day before it was supposed to run, he got caught. So
Damn.
I know, right? Dude, you missed it. So Otis's confession regarding the murder of Adam soon turned into vicious taunts. It seemed that since he could no longer torment future victims on the outside, he chose other methods to accomplish this sick task. He actually wrote letters to the media, Adam's father John, and even Disney World, bragging about how he had killed this child.
Jesus. Okay, now, while I've been making fun of him and kind of actually feeling sorry for this fucking hillbilly,
I'm not right now.
fuck this guy.
Yeah.
Fuck him right in the ear.
Yeah.
Although I
So-
still want his goddamn recipe for human barbecue sauce.
Right. So, however, there wasn't enough DNA evidence at the time in the case to prove it. So the authorities felt they wouldn't be successful convicting him of the crime. It wouldn't be until 2008, which was 27 years after Adam was murdered, and a little over 10 years after Otis died, that authorities felt they had enough evidence to announce that he was in fact the one responsible, and they were able to close that notorious case.
Well, at least John Walsh
Has closure.
Has closure in his wife, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, now they know who killed their child. They know what happened to that guy. It's done. It's over. You know, and John did actually move on. You know, because of what he did to try to like combat that.
Right, his coping skill was America's Most Wanted.
Yeah, his coping skill was go out there and catch as many criminals as he
Right,
could.
which is very, very productive.
Yes,
I mean,
very
hats off
much
to him.
so. I mean, they have fucking foundations and everything. So, now the false confessions that were made, and these will crack you the fuck up.
They probably will, because earlier I was cracking up because these
Yeah.
two were just fucking it. Jesus Christ, man.
So when it comes to the majority of the other confessions that Henry Lee and Otis gave were proven to be complete fabrications. Some of them, believe it or not, were actually quite comical. They confessed to a big conspiracy that was called the Hand of Death. And this was supposed to be a cult that told Henry Lee and Otis who they should kill. They claimed they were the ones, kind of like Charles Manson, responsible for the pair's horrible crimes.
That's awesome. I'll tell you, the name of that sounds like a wicked, cool freaking metal band.
Yeah, the Hand of Death?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I ever start a metal band, I'm going to call it the Hand of Death. Or like the other serial killer that you put on my
something
portfolio.
of Satan.
Was, the Hand of Satan or whatever the hell it
Yeah,
was.
well, I can tell you right here. It's called Beasts of Satan.
Yeah, the Beasts of Satan, which is the other one I'm going to be researching.
Yeah.
Like, those both sound like hella wicked, cool freaking thrash metal bands.
Yeah, pretty much. So this is the part that's going to crack you up. There are like two of them here, so I will read them one sentence at a time and let you laugh your ass off and give your opinion. Ready? Henry Lee also claimed he was the one responsible for the disappearance of, can you guess?
Jimmy Hoffa?
Yes.
Duh.
Because he killed him.
Yeah, I figured that one had to go in there. He probably, I figured Hoffa way early on when he said that some of it was bullshit. Fucking Hoffa, give me a break.
Right? You killed Jimmy Hoffa. Isn't he the guy that was the leader of the Teamsters?
Of the Teamsters, yeah. Yeah.
Dude, that was mob related. We all know that.
So let me get this right there, Henry Lee.
Yeah.
You got like the IQ of a rock and you managed to kill Hoffa. Okay.
You managed to kill the head of one of the highest mafia people ever.
Go for that shit. Yeah, no problem.
You rock. Where's his body? Prove it.
Dumbass.
Yeah. Okay, check out this one. Are you ready for this one? He also claimed that he was the one that supplied none other than somebody with the poison that was responsible for the whole... Do you know what I'm talking about?
No.
Jimmy Jones and the Jonestown Massacre down in Guyana.
Not even close. You guys have never left the country. You've never been down to...
Yeah, but he's saying that he gave Jimmy Jones the poison before Jimmy Jones left.
Oh, yeah, no.
Jimmy Jones wasn't in the South. He was in California.
Yeah, he was California-based, dude. Yeah. He wasn't out there in freaking Jacksonville, Florida, you jackass.
Or anywhere around the South, Texas, anywhere, that shit. You know what I'm saying?
He just happened to call you out of the blue. Hey, random person that I hope is another serial killer.
Can I get some poison from you?
Can I get some poison from you? We've never met, and I don't know who you're... Yeah, that's what happened.
Yeah.
Fucking
And
idiot.
we're going to probably talk about the whole Jonestown thing on our new podcast that's coming out.
Oh, yeah.
You know, because we want to talk about conspiracies and shit like that and what led up to them.
Right.
So, yeah. So, Henry Lee would actually lead authorities all over the U.S. to phony grave sites. Once, this is going to crack you up too, once he had them tear up a portion of the highway saying there was a body there. The police acquired the documentation needed, and after they tore it all up, they found nothing.
Okay, time the fuck out. Henry Lee's not the only moron here.
I know.
I thought him and Otis were the only idiots.
Why didn't they go over with ground penetrating the radar before they dug it up?
You would think, or at least think about the accountability. Go, what are the chances that he's telling the truth? Let's do some research. Oh, he says that he buried him in 1979, and this stretch of highway has been around since 1965.
Yeah.
You know, now stop me if I'm wrong, because we've researched over 1,000 or 2,000 fucking serial killers.
And we're well on our way to more.
I have never heard of any of them randomly going, okay, like I'm going to go into the middle of I-5, which is the major, for those of you that don't know, the major interstate that runs on the West Coast from Canada down to like
California.
San Diego. California.
Way down south.
Yeah, I think it runs all the way to Mexico. But
it could.
I think it hits 805 actually, which takes you. Anyway, but in the middle of a highway, and I'm going to dig it up to bury this body.
Yeah.
I don't think that's stupid. And you would think that the cops would go, okay, in the realm of bullshit stories, I smell bullshit. Let's not tear up the fucking highway. Right.
Well, when it appeared that the authorities were going to quit dealing with him, right? Because, you know, they've been supplying him with food. I mean, good-ass food. They've been taking him places. They've been doing all this shit. So he's being treated like a fucking celebrity.
I think I buried a body at Disney World. We need to go there for a few days.
So when it appeared that the authorities were done with him, he would direct them to an authentic burial site and proceed to give them precise details on how the victim was killed, details only the killer would have knowledge of.
Okay.
So that's how he played
That's actually a really smart move.
Yeah.
That's a really good, it's actually a good marketing move. You know, if he wasn't such a dumb shit and he wasn't a serial killer, I would hire him on for marketing.
Yeah.
Because the motherfucker knows how to reel him in.
Yeah.
And that's what so that's a bit impressive.
Yeah. So Otis would frequently do the same thing, only he wasn't nearly as notorious in the media as Henry Lee was becoming. Because I had never heard of Otis.
Me neither.
Yeah. So One time, he gave a long, drawn-out confession of how he murdered a woman. When the authorities pointed out to him that they already had a guy who confessed to the crime, once he was confronted with this information, all he could say was, okay, if you say I didn't kill her, maybe I didn't.
Well, there you go, man. So, some bitch, maybe I didn't kill her. Excuse me while I polish my rabbit buck teeth here.
Otis gave one interview in which he would compare the murder of people to the slaughter of farm animals. He said, ain't no difference. If you stomp on a bug, you killed something. If you killed a hog, you killed something. Ain't no difference killing the people to
That's
killing
right.
people.
You know, and that's why I have Otis's human barbecue sauce. Tastes great on a chicken wing or a human wing. Barbecue it up today.
Tastes just like chicken.
Tastes just like buck teeth approved. Yeehaw!
You know what's so funny is I was watching the show Hot in Cleveland with Betty White because I love her.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I'm pretty sure you do too.
I do.
You know, she's your age range.
She's
in your dating demographic.
She is my...
Dude,
yeah.
She's funnier than fuck.
That actually, on a serious note, I love her because of her sense of humor.
Yeah.
One of my favorite things is from the movie called Lake Placid. It's about a giant alligator.
Yeah, because she can play a totally serious role and make it funny.
I liked it when she looked at the cop and they said, you have to sit here and watch her. And she looked at him and went, this is where if I had a dick, I'd tell you to suck it. And walks away.
I love her. Well, and the funny thing is also is in Hot in Cleveland, there's an episode, and then I'll get back on track because she's so funny. There's an episode where she's going through, she just started an online dating profile. Okay? And she did it when she was drinking. And in this show, she preferred vodka. Okay, not my fucking drink of choice, but whatever, to each his own. And so she was talking at the end of the show. She goes, yeah, I signed up and my username, I signed up as soon as my bender was over, and that's my username, Bender Over.
Nice.
I laughed so hard that I had to rewind it like 3 times.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I love her.
I love Betty White, man.
And even when she played that ditzy one, Rose, on Golden Girls.
Right, she's always
I
funny.
loved her. Yeah. So, all in all, are you ready for this?
All right.
All in all, Henry Lee confessed to killing over 3,000 people. He was only convicted of killing 9 of them.
Jesus Christ, man.
Police actually do believe that his body count was more than likely closer to 100. And Otis was only convicted of 6 murders, but authorities have actually attributed up to 60 plus to him.
Okay.
Although they weren't actually convicted of all of them, police closed a total of 213 cold cases that they attributed to Henry Lee and Otis.
Fair enough. I mean, it's a good body count.
Yeah.
It's a respectable body count for serial killers.
Okay, well, I'll get into it a little more here. But some people have refuted a few of them, but the majority of them are still attributed to both of them. Okay? Now, while in prison, Henry Lee found God. And
Praise the Lord.
He became what some would call a poster boy for redemption.
But of course, when you have Jesus in your heart, you can find redemption. Sorry, I just don't like organized religion, period.
Yeah. I mean, I believe in believing in something bigger than yourself. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I dig.
But I don't like I don't like churches.
Yeah, not big on churches.
Yeah, because I grew up as a white Southern Baptist, which we all know is horrible.
No shit,
yeah,
how
it's
boring.
turn or burn, and most of you will burn. And then I was had a bad experience when I went to church not too long ago. That it just really
was it a Catholic church?
No,
Did they think that you were a child?
It wasn't the Catholic church across the street.
I thought you were a child and tried to molest you.
No, it was a different experience. But
eventually the Catholic Church is going to sue me.
They will.
Pretty
they
sure.
have enough money.
Yeah, they have more money than I do. So
they do. So, anyways, while he was in prison, I already said that, he would actually recant all of his many confessions except for his mother's murder. Okay?
Okay.
He also vehemently denied ever actually molesting or hurting a child. Fun fact, the one and only time George Bush Sr. would actually commute a death sentence to a sentence of life in prison was when he commuted the born-again Henry Lee.
Holy shit.
Yeah. It wasn't enough to give him hope of ever getting out of prison. So he gave an interview to a reporter for the LA Times where he said, "This life is gone. Maybe God will find something. I've left it in his hands. I just have to accept it."
Okay.
Yeah, which, he's accepted his fate. Whatever. Okay? Otis believes Henry Lee's recantations were laughable, and he proceeded to give the media lascivious tales up until the day he died in 1996. After being a dedicated alcoholic for numerous years, he succumbed to cirrhosis of the liver the same way his father did many years
I was just going to say, like father, like son.
Pretty much. Henry Lee would follow suit 5 years later. In 2001, he died of heart failure.
That makes me sad.
Yeah, authorities
Let's hope to
felt
talk
his
to these two
grave would be
dickheads.
vandalized, so he's actually buried in an unmarked grave.
Let me find it. I'll mark it. Lift up my leg.
Everybody else would too.
Oh, no, I won't vandalize it. I'll just lift up my leg like a dog.
Instead of pouring a beer.
That's right. I'll be right on it.
Yeah. Now, this is, I think, an important part of this. When it comes to the homophobia that most would suspect from this particular case, because they were serial killers, they were gay.
I would think that, I wanted to bring that up myself, is I would think that they would say, especially anybody in a religious aspect.
The Bible Belt area,
right,
where they committed most of the
would
crimes.
say, well, if they believed in Jesus, they were gay, so obviously they were handing their lives over to Satan or some bullshit.
Yeah, right. So
sucking dick does not make you a fucking serial killer.
No.
Being
And
gay
actually,
doesn't. It's fuck. Man.
The freaking homophobia was actually very subtle.
Huh.
It was hardly ever mentioned. More so than it was for any other crime that involved homosexual murderers. Okay? Otis would even oddly be tied to Jeffrey Dahmer for a while. People would claim that the two of them actually knew each other. And the reason for this claim was because for a while, people attributed the Adam Walsh case to Dahmer. Remember that?
Oh, yeah. That
Yeah.
I remember.
So there was absolutely no evidence to substantiate those claims, and his father actually adamantly denied them, which I'm surprised he was tied to them, because he focused on young adult Asians for most of his crimes.
And black guys.
Yes. So to think that he would kidnap and murder a 6-year-old child, to me, was not
against his MO.
feasible. Yeah.
It's not his MO.
Not even if he was just starting out.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. It wasn't his victim pool. So homophobia was actually present in this case. This was obvious by the way Henry Lee, who was bisexual that leaned toward preferring females over males, was treated in comparison to Otis, who preferred men over women. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah, Henry Lee was like spotlighted as a celebrity, and Otis was not. It's just the media didn't sensationalize this case like they did other cases that involved killers that were homosexual.
Yeah.
I mean, because look what they did. I mean, for a while there, they did it with the Graham and Wood.
Right.
Okay.
They've done it with almost every gay serial killer that there is.
So both men were rightfully called sexual deviants. However, in this case, it's hard to distinguish whether the media was referring to the fact that they raped and assaulted many of their victims, or whether it's because they were a couple.
I think it may be a combination of both.
It could be. Whatever the reasoning may be, this world is without a doubt quite a bit safer with both of these men off the streets. Even if there were or are others that have taken their place, none of them have been proven to be as horrific as what Henry Lee and Otis had been.
And as entertaining, let's be honest about this one here.
I know, they were so entertaining.
Let's call a spade a spade.
Well,
They're fucking entertaining
And I
as
watched
fuck.
parts of The Confession Killer. I need to watch the whole thing. Hey, baby. Sorry. My dog is actually paying attention to me right now.
Well, because I'm done petting him.
No, okay. But anyways, yeah, I watched part of The Confession Killer, and just watching him is comical to me. Hi, baby. Anyways, these are my final thoughts on this whole case. Okay? You can probably guess why this case fascinated me. The mere fact that they claimed to be responsible for 3,000 cases was reason enough.
And Jimmy Hoffa. I mean, come on.
All right. Well, I didn't find that out until later.
You know, if you're gonna confess to something because you want to be in the spotlight,
dude, Jimmy Hoffa's the one.
you need to have enough common sense to go, okay, I'm gonna bullshit a little bit. Who should I bullshit about? Okay, you don't pick somebody like Jimmy Hoffa.
I know, right?
Jesus Christ. You might as well say, like, really, I was the man on the grassy knoll who killed JFK.
I know, right? Why did he say that?
Jesus Christ, man. Make it fucking feasible, dipshit.
I was the one that shot JFK, and Lee Harvey Oswald took the blame.
Yeah, something like that. It's fucking stupid.
I know, right? The fact that there were only 213 cases closed because of Henry Lee and Otis was amazing enough. That still makes them the most prolific serial killers in the United States, if not the world, when you don't take wartime killers into account.
Nice.
Yeah. I
So
mean,
you saved the best for you. That's awesome.
I know. I told you I wanted this one because it was funny.
It is funny, though.
But that being said, I was also intrigued by the way the authorities also seemed to cater to Henry Lee, despite the fact he was already in custody.
Yeah, pretty much kissing his ass.
Something that had never been done before and hasn't been done since.
And it shouldn't have been done in the first place, to be honest.
They totally treated him like a celebrity.
Yeah.
Like, he was... I mean, he had celebrity status for killing people.
But, okay, so we are trying to prepare to do Ward Weaver. Mm-hmm. Okay, and I don't like giving out little tidbits or shit like that, but
no,
this
but
one's
we already
relevant.
talked about him briefly.
Yeah, so when you were in contact with our liaison with the correction system in Oregon, I won't
in
mention
Salem.
Yeah, in Salem. I'm not going to mention her name.
No.
Really, really nice lady, by the way.
Very
really
nice. Very, very
can't
nice.
wait
I
till
actually talked to her, not just emailed her, and
Right.
she was a very nice lady.
Right. I can't wait till
Very
we
helpful,
can
very
set up a
accommodating.
good meeting with her for all of us. But anyways, she had said something that really resounds with this one right here is that the reason why, for example, like Ward Weaver III, who's in the Oregon State Prison,
Right.
we can't go in and do an actual interview
Right.
on video with him
Or, even a recorded interview.
because it adds to their celebrity status.
Exactly. Which actually is not right for the victims. It kind of
Right.
violates their rights. And it also, she did hint at the fact that it could make their time there worse, which I don't really give a shit about.
Honestly, for Weaver, I don't care.
Yeah, but you know what I mean? I can see that because, the other inmates aren't getting that attention, and he was a child killer.
Yeah.
So, there you have it.
And
he sensationalized himself.
they should have had that in place for these two jackholes.
Yeah, pretty much. Because, like I said, they made him a celebrity.
Oh, they did, by kissing his ass and
Yeah.
the media sensationalism and everything like that. That's just...
Totally.
It's pretty fucked up.
Yeah.
But,
Totally.
the reason why we have laws that go into effect is it's kind of live and learn.
Yeah, this is true too.
And that's why laws are ever changing.
In the early 2000s, late 1990s.
Right. But laws, much like everything else, they
evolve.
They evolve.
Yes.
For example, if you were to not put oil in your car and it was out of oil and you didn't know any better and you blew up the motor, what would you do next time?
Put oil in your car.
You figure out, oh shit, I gotta put oil in my car.
Well, that happened to us one time, and we didn't know that they forgot to put the plug in.
Oh yeah, no, I've heard that happen. But everything has an evolution to it.
Correct.
So and laws are no different.
Correct.
They're evolutionary, and they're like that's why we don't abide by laws that were made in the 1800s.
Well, yeah.
Like one of them is that's still in Oregon. I think it's from the late 1800s, 1900s. Says that you have to tie your carriage up to a hitching post whenever you're parked. Nobody fucking does that. Nobody. Are you tying your car up when you go home?
You know what? I should.
Yeah, but nobody fucking does that. Why? Because it's not.
And isn't it in
relevant
Georgia
to
where you
today.
can beat your wife on the courthouse steps on
That
a
is
Sunday?
still a law.
But you can't put your ice cream cone in your pocket. Damn it!
In your back pocket. Thank
Yes.
you very much. So, if you're in Georgia, here's what you got to do before you beat your old lady on the courthouse steps on
Hand
Sunday.
your cone to somebody else, like you would your beer.
you stay out of this. Number one, after you get out of church, make sure you put your work pants on, not your good church clothes, because your mama wouldn't even like that. She'll whoop your ass. You take your old lady to the courthouse. You look at your son, and you go, boy, you need to hold my ice cream cone real quick. All right, come here, Becky Sue, and then you beat her. All right, and then you get your ice cream cone back. That's how you do this. You don't be putting that ice cream cone in your back pocket, damn it, because it's a crime.
And make sure it's a Sunday when you beat that woman.
And it has to be a Sunday. Don't get all messed up or nothing because you've been drinking on the moonshine and you done missed church.
And it's, go to church, sit down, do this, get your ice cream cone, go to the courthouse, beat your wife, and then go home for fried chicken dinner.
I recommend having a day planner for this type of stuff, by the way. Okay, 8 o'clock in the morning, I got to go to church, pray to Jesus, and I have to give tithing. And then we're going to get out, and me and Becky Lou and Billy Bob, my son, we're going to go down. We're going to get ourselves some ice cream right there. Then we're going to walk over here at the courthouse, and I'm going to beat the shit out of her because she done burnt
the courthouse is going to be close to the church.
Well, that, and plus she burnt the chicken last week, so it's time for an ass whooping. And I'm gonna and put in parentheses, make sure you hand the ice cream cone to Billy Bob, your son.
That's right.
And then after you get done a whooping on her, you get your ice cream cone back, and y'all go back for Sunday dinner, and she won't burn the chicken no more. That's how this happens. Duh. It's not like I'm stupid or something. Day planner, y'all. Day planner.
Remember what were they called? Oh my God. They were like the electronic day planners we had before we had the fucking...
Oh, yeah. I've had
cell
friends who had those.
shit.
I can't remember what the hell they were called.
Yeah, they weren't the Blackberries, but yeah.
They predate BlackBerry and smartphones. And
I had one. Because I'm technical like that. You're the one that's technically... I'm surprised you can work a smartphone.
Me too. Smartphone, dumb person.
I was going to say, they need a dumb phone for people like you.
If I didn't
my mom doesn't know how to use one either.
To be honest, if I didn't have to do so much business on my phone, like check emails, respond to emails, send audio files.
And you do that a lot.
Download audio files. That way there I can kind of see what my clients really want or need. Things like that. I'd have a dumb phone.
Yeah.
Honestly,
little flip phone?
I'd have a flip phone where I could play basic...
I have a friend that still has a flip phone. She won't even text message anybody.
Yeah, I'd be happy with that. Or if I had text message, I'm not opposed to hitting that button 3 times to get to the to whatever number. Letter. I don't care.
Yeah, my dad loved his flip phone. He texted people like crazy. So I'm utterly amazed by the audacity this pair had. Not only in the way they chose to switch up their MO, which is rare when it comes to serial killers.
That is actually a smart move.
It's actually ingenious when you actually sit down and think about it. Because they were able to get away with it for so long.
Sometimes the greatest stupidity leads to strokes of genius.
It does. Sometimes it does. I've seen that in real life.
And sometimes somebody will try to beat their wife on the courthouse steps on a Friday with an ice cream cone in the back pocket, and that's why we have laws.
Anyhow, I kind of admire them for that. But that's as far as my admiration goes. You know what my first question is going to be?
What?
You know what it is. Nature or nurture?
Oh, shit. God damn. This is nurture.
Yeah, that's what I said.
This is definitely nurture.
Yeah, I know.
Given their backgrounds and everything like that, this is definitely... It's fuck, man. It sounds like...
It takes nurture to a whole new level.
Even if half of what Otis and Henry Lee are saying is true, even a half, even a quarter of it.
Yeah.
It set them on this path.
Yeah, exactly. Because, like I said, I no doubt attribute their actions to nurture. They both had atrocious childhoods. The fact Henry Lee actually killed his mother, as opposed to choosing victims that resembled her, strikes me as simply amazing.
That is, and it really is. And once again,
very few. I mean, there's another one out there that did kill his mother, and I'm going to feature him later. But yeah.
Well, and I'll tell you once again, Henry Lee killing his mother. Me personally, I'm going to give him a pass on that.
Yeah, me too.
Because honestly, coming from an abusive background such as me, there's only so much shit you can take.
Right, and the fact that he did it in the heat of the moment, is like, really, can you fault him for that?
Right, she's hitting him and what have not. It's the heat of the moment. He pulled out his knife and fucking, prison shanked her in the fucking neck.
He thunder punched her with that knife.
Goddamn right.
Yeah.
That's his thunder buddy.
Yeah.
Never seen Ted.
Yeah. So I don't fault him for that at all. At all.
The rest of them, Jesus Christ, man.
Yeah, I do. Especially Hoffa.
But admitting to killing Jimmy Hoffa,
That was, and the poison to Jimmy Jones, that is classic.
that is freaking amazing.
Yeah.
That's
like I
just
said,
amazing.
a lot of these would make you laugh. Okay, now I have some more questions for you.
Shoot him at me.
Do you believe they actually were responsible for the 213 murders that were attributed to them? Or do you think the authorities just closed out those cases simply because they wanted to close them?
I think that they closed them out, some of them out, because they wanted to close them, and maybe it was similar enough, close enough to what they had said,
Yeah.
so we can go, if you're looking at 100%, I'm 80% sure
Right.
that this is probably them.
I'm kind of surprised they didn't link him to the Honolulu Strangler.
And then we swam to Hawaii, and I started murdering girls there. And Otis still had his buck teeth, so he just flapped them in the water, and we got there twice as fast.
Like a beaver.
He was like a beaver.
No, that would be Henry Lee.
Oh, yeah.
His two buck teeth. Oh, my God, we are horrible. Okay, so what do you think about the way Henry Lee was shown such favoritism by the authorities around the country?
That is not right.
Yeah, do you think it helped or hindered the cases?
I think it hindered the cases. On top of that, it's an inappropriate act for the victims.
Right. You know what I'm thinking? I kind of like, when I was writing this out, I was thinking it's almost like, what's his name? Clifford Olson?
Oh, yeah.
That we just featured last Friday that fucking put that fucking,
he wanted $10,000 per person.
$10,000 per person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A total of $100,000 to show where 11 bodies were buried, except all his were accurate. And his last thing being said, of course, the 11th one is free. Like
it was a fucking coffee punch card.
Right. I think that if this was the path that law enforcement was going to take, and keep it in mind, this is in retrospect. It's not happening right now. But if this was the path that the law enforcement was going to take, keep the media the fuck out of it.
Yes.
Keep them far away.
They had a documentary crew there while they were doing it.
Yeah, keep that shit under wraps.
Yeah.
And make it look like you're at least trying to do your job legitimately.
Right.
Don't sit there and polish this motherfucker's balls for him.
Exactly.
Especially while he's sitting there giving you a bunch of bullshit killing Hoffa. Jesus fucking Christ, man.
Yeah. And my last question is do you feel that Otis deserved the same attention?
I do. What's good for the goose is good for the gander, but I think that they both deserve no attention.
Right, me too. But the fact that Henry Lee got it and Otis didn't, it just throws a different wrench into it. You know what I mean?
It does. It's pretty fucked up for Otis, but you know what? I still don't feel sorry for him.
No.
I feel bad for the childhoods.
I do too.
But
and I think that the way the authorities sensationalized Henry Lee was disgusting.
I do too, and because with that, I think that it also sends a message to other would-be killers that, hey, if I can follow the same path or something similar, maybe I'll go down in history.
Yeah.
And I'll
almost
get all
like
this
the
attention.
mass murder mentality.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what? This is how many people they shot up in this place, and I'm going to go over here and shoot up this many and make it bigger.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it is right there.
Yeah.
These are attention whores.
Exactly.
That's all they are.
We have enough false confessioners out there.
Especially when it was me who killed Jimmy Hoffa.
Dude, I know, right? I was there. I remember.
And for the first time ever, live on our show or recorded on our show, I killed JFK, and I was actually the one who poisoned everybody at Jim Jones's camp.
Yeah, Jimmy Jones didn't do it. I did, damn it.
He didn't do it. I gave him all the Kool-Aid. It was me.
Considering you were born in 1973, and when did fucking Kennedy die? 62, 63?
Something like that.
Yeah. Hello.
I was ahead of my time. What can I say?
You know what? You are fucking amazing.
I was on that grassy knoll. I convinced Lee
Harvey
Lee
to take
Harvey
the blame.
to go. I just said, hey man, tell you what, there's a 6-pack of Rainier beer up there for you, and don't
Just go up there and pretend you got a gun.
go up there. I'm going to set a rifle in there. Check that out for me if you would. So that way there, get your fingerprints on there. And just hang out for a little while. If you do that, there might be another 6-packer in there for you, buddy.
So for 3 beers. We are horrible. Oh my God.
Yeah, that was me 100% right there.
Yeah. We are, the sad part is we are fucking horrible.
That's
I'll admit
fucked
it.
up shit, man.
But, this couple, like I said, I figured we needed to feature them for the sheer comic value.
This helps out from yesterday's episode from Kermit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
totally. Actually, this helps out from last week's pair, too.
Yeah.
Fred and Rosemary.
Very much so, because they were also very disturbing.
I'm still stuck on Homolka, so it kind of takes care of that one, too.
Right, but you know what? Honestly, I have a little bit more respect for Homolka than I do Rosemary.
Oh,
Rosemary
me too.
West. I'll be honest, and I didn't think I'd be able to say that because, don't get me wrong, I still think Homolka's garbage.
Garbage.
But comparing her to Rosemary, she's less garbage.
Well, and this is how, I think it was absolutely appalling that Homolka helped rape and torture her sister on Christmas night when her parents were sleeping upstairs.
Yeah, it's the same thing I've said a bajillion times.
However, Rosemary took it to another level when she killed her own stepdaughter, helped her husband rape her stepdaughter, and helped him kill her other daughter.
Yeah, exactly.
Because she was defiant and talked about what was going on.
Yeah, that's just, I don't even want to revisit them. We're having a good time with this episode.
I know, right?
Let's not regress, because I really don't want to get up on my soapbox.
Let's just focus on the fact that, Jimmy Hoffa's disappearance is solved.
Yeah, it is. You guys are welcome. I'm waiting for the police to knock on my door now. As soon as you guys hear this, because you know that, like I said, I'm the one who iced Hoffa, killed Kennedy, wiped out everybody at Jonestown.
Dude,
that's
were you
all
there
me.
For Waco too? Did you give him the guns for Waco?
Why you want to rat me out like that? Rat me out, huh? Why?
Dude, you're on a roll confessing. Might as well confess to it all.
Okay, here's the thing. David Koresh didn't take that first shot. He was innocent. However, I did. It was all me. I was in Waco.
You were there from a distance.
I was. I'm a good shot. I figured I'm going to put one right in the dirt. Matter of fact, I'm going to shoot it so well they'll never find the bullet. Ever. Or the impact zone. They'll just hear the boom.
Yeah, you're not. Are you the one that shot that officer too?
Oh, hell yeah. That's me. I did all the murders.
Dude, I'm telling you.
Absolutely all of them.
Were you there the time that they gave all those sleeping pills to the ones for the Heaven's Gate too?
That wasn't me.
That wasn't you?
Me. No, that was them. That was them. Yeah.
Oh, what about the Rajneeshas in Oregon that fucking poisoned everybody through the stuff at the store?
Oh, I just gave that to them. I said, here you go. Here's what you guys need.
Okay. Just check it. All you.
Oh, God. Henry Lee, I am going to be laughing about you for a long time.
Yeah, too bad you're not here anymore, so we can't talk to you and fucking laugh our ass off.
No shit.
Get you some dental... Dude, you were in prison. Did you get the dental help you needed?
God, I hope he fucking did, man.
They provide free dental and... actually, it's not that bad.
I hope that they both got some dental work. Because, god damn, what fucking jack-o'-lanterns. Jack-o'-lantern and the rabbit.
Go to your grave with some good-ass teeth.
That's right, man. All right, you have anything else to add so I can wrap this motherfucker
done.
up? As much as I'm laughed.
I know.
All right, boys and girls, this has been Brutal Nation. Remember that you can send us an email at brutalnation.cast@gmail.com. My brain stopped working.
I know, laughing. I saw that.
I was mid-laugh in my own head.
I know, right?
Check out the website at www.twistedbluellc.com. If you're going to shop on Amazon, please use the link provided on our webpage because it helps out the show. It doesn't cost you anything extra. This show is copyright 2021 by Twisted Blue LLC. All rights reserved. We'll catch you guys next time. Hopefully it'll be another funny one soon.
I know, right?
Right. All right. We're going to say bye-bye.
Bye.